Hey, it's Tuesday night shop talk with We Broke Garage. What's going on, my peoples? I see Chris Pierce is in the house. What's going on, Chris? Zach is in the house. Y'all sign off if you're in here. Give me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Time to get Tuesday night rolling here. We've got, I actually went through and made some notes of stuff to talk about tonight, guys. Trey, what's going on, my friend? Can you guys all hear me okay? Lane is in the house. What's going on, Lane? Chris, you're very welcome, man. It was a good time being on the other side of it last night. That was pretty fun. Twitch Garage. We got Twitch Garage. We got somebody new in here. That's awesome. Cameron Maddox, what's going on, my friend? I'm going to be honest with you guys. For some reason, StreamYard has been kind of janked up tonight. So bear with me on this one. It keeps delaying and locking up and all kinds of stuff. So Hammer's in the house. What's going on, Hammer? Twitch Garage found me from the Drop the Hammer page. Awesome, man. Glad you were able to join in. I hope you have a good time tonight. We've got a good group of people in here that generally join us on Tuesday nights. We are on episode 13, guys. We're 13 weeks into this thing now. Man, comment, drop your thoughts, drop your feelings, be involved, and I'm sure you'll have a good time with this. So we're happy to have you. Darren Mahan's in the house. What's going on, Darren? And old Jimbo Slice is in here. He's probably got me up on the TV while he is grinding on Bondo. Ain't no doubt, I'm sure. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. We got that problem fixed. That right front wheel is about ready to fall off of that thing. I see there's a Mark Case in here watching. Mark Case is joining us. How you doing, Mark? Thanks for jumping in here. Chris Hawkins, my man. Chris Hawkins coming in from OH Laser and Plasma Cutting, one of our great sponsors here at We Broke Garage for 2026. They're the ones that take care of all of our engraving style merchandise, our cups, keychains. I think they're making some cool little shot glasses, all kinds of neat stuff. You guys can find them on our page anywhere. And I'll also have a link thrown up that there after a bit. See there, it's starting already. Zach, I was trying to get you hooked up with Jimbo the other day. You had a set of Fox Body Camber caster plates. He was just giving away, and I tagged you in the post, but B Tuck is watching from Floridia, where they got iguanas falling out of the sky. Y'all, if you're new here and have never been to the live feed of We Broke Garage Shop Talk on Tuesday nights, give us a little comment over there. Let us know that you're here. All you got to do is say hi. You don't have to get too much into the conversations if you don't feel comfortable with it. Johnny Foster, what's going on, Mike? Thanks for joining in. Adam Wolf coming to us from Florida. I think he's going to Bradenton tomorrow to watch. Tomorrow's drive day. This will be Thursday, I suppose. He'll be heading over to Bradenton to watch Sick Week. Doug Hall coming in from Sick Week, guys. This guy is all the way down in Florida. Just left from Valdosta, Georgia, and I saw where he had just checked in first checkpoint, and he's already checking in with us tonight. How's that sound? Comments are getting away from me. Talon's in the house. What's going on, Talon? Mark, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name, but it starts with a D. Thanks for joining in tonight, my friend. Talon says the party has arrived. All right, guys. Man, we've got Bud Carroll's in the house, I see. He's throwing up a comment. What's going on, Bud? Thanks for joining in with us. Welcome to Tuesday Night Shop Talk, where we talk about a little bit of everything, hot rods and dragon drives and drama in the racing world. Jim Fraser's joining in. How are you doing tonight, Jim? So yeah, I actually went through and I made some notes of some things I'd like to talk about tonight and kind of get some people's opinions on. Can't complain, just pulled the interior and fuel system out of the Nova. So it sounds like Talon's getting ready to do some cruising. Old Spanky says. All right, so if we can, let's get a sign off on here. How many guys in here tonight are either in or are looking forward to doing some Dragon Drive events this year? Let's sign off here and see how many people we can get in on that. And Jeremy Calkins coming in with the old Creeper SS. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. I called him Tweaker SS on Friendbook today. Mark says he's game for skips if he can make it happen. Jimbo, we already talked about that today. I told you I was going to unhook that damn scramble button for you until the last day. All right, so for the guys that haven't done this before and the guys that have, Jason, I know that you've been involved in them. Of course, you went with us to Six Smokies. Talon, I know you were in one because you were with us at Six Smokies. Zach, you've seen everything that I do. So first topic of conversation, let's get on here and kind of help out some of the people that have not been on one of these and maybe is looking forward to doing one or maybe tossing around the idea. I just recently put out a YouTube video because I was asked a few times what all it was that we pack for a Dragon Drive event or even a long cruise. So if you guys can all chime in here and kind of pick out maybe some different things that you may take with you, things that maybe, I don't know how many of you maybe got to watch my video, but maybe things that you guys would take and pack and that maybe I didn't or didn't think of. Let's help out some of these new people that are interested in the Dragon Drive and with you as far as, stuff that you may need on the side of the road, snacks, coolers, fuel jugs. And yep, I know we've got Lane in here. We've got Lane Spellman in here who is actually building his S10 and trailer right now. And yeah, I mean, I appreciate the kind words on the video. It was just something, like I said, to kind of help people out. that have never been on these things, stuff that I thought of that maybe they won't think of. Doug Hall has put up here spare relays. Now, I know a lot of you guys on here know Doug Hall from being in our Tuesday night lives. As you can see in his little icon there, he drives the NASCAR in all these drag and drive events. Doug has been keeping in contact with me while he's been down there at Sick Week pretty well. We've got a nice picture here of Doug with this little trailer at the first checkpoint yesterday. And then Doug texts me and tells me about 100 yards from their hotel room last night. This is what they got to deal with last night. Ignition switch burn up inside the dash here. So luckily he had a spare ignition switch and got it back on the road. And this is a nice picture of Doug at their first checkpoint today. So due to the fact that, he kind of knew what to take with him, he was able to keep that thing on the road and keep on going. So it's just little things like that. It's knowing your car, anything that, that could go wrong. You've really got to bank on that. Jimbo, I don't think we're going to be driving through Detroit on any of them. I can tell you that right now. And Talon is absolutely correct, because we had this issue trying to put transmission fluid in his Nova at where were we at? Rocket City. That wasn't going out too well since he didn't bring his adapter. A good socket set, impacts, extra fluids, and a floor jack. And those socket sets you'll find come in handy in a couple different ways. Am I speaking that correctly, Talon? Talon had a little situation where they were throwing an alternator belt on it, and I went over and looked at it, and I said, Bub, you're missing a spacer right here. Well, I don't have any spacers with me. I said, ain't you got no short sockets? Well, yeah. I said, put that short socket in there. Kyle Dennis is in the house. What's going on, Kyle? McThrottle, you ain't too late. 14 minutes, you're good. Gray Mare Racing says you need an only gay cops pull me over sticker on the car. Why not? Amber can make those. If you've got an old car that's still running the factory fuse panel, Jason Carter would like to add on there, take glass fuses with you. Kyle Dennis says he's finally got the corrupted data back so he can finish up his Buckeye Skips videos. Looks like he's building his wife another car. That way she can go and cruise on her own now. Doug, that's very important. One thing that I showed in my video was self-tappers. Self-tappers makes a world of difference, because you never, ever know when you might just have to zip something together to get you to the next track or the next stop. Yep, duct tape's a good one. Dog Hall says duct tape's a good one. So hopefully you guys are getting a little bit of an idea here. You know, your basic hand tools, your impacts, battery powered ratchets, any kinds of fluids that you might use in your vehicle. We always take rear differential fluid with us. We take oil, transmission fluid, and trust me, we've had to use all but the differential fluid sitting on the side of the road. So we've definitely been there. Jumper wires, that's a good thing because I mean, I even showed in our video, you know, I've got a spool of just different colored wires. As long as they carry current, I really don't care what color they are. Shop rags is a big thing. Now, Doug, as far as this goes, you can definitely do that. However, I'm going to tell you a tire repair kit that has valve stems, valve stem cores, caps, patches, plugs, all the tools, dikes in there, everything. And it's like $9 and it does not take up very much room. So that's a good one to throw in a trailer for you. Gray Mare Racing, yep, that's a good one too. Downloading offline map data is definitely helpful. I know that, you know, going on the SICK events, they have that that app that you can put on your phone or whatever, the Ride with GPS or something that pretty much takes you the route. But when you go do your drop the hammers up in Michigan or North Carolina, those are all paper directions. So you get a nice little flyer that's got the paper directions in it, and those are what you're following. Chris Pierce says the basic stuff plus some extras. That's where Amber comes in. Because I always tell her, nope, I've got everything packed, everything's good to go, and she'll find another 40 or 50 things to throw in the trailer or into the truck, and by God, we always end up using it. Pocket pry bar and screwdrivers. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. These are all great ideas, guys. And also, you know, like I had mentioned in our video, you want to try to take everything, but keep in mind you just sometimes you just can't take everything. You know, takes or you know, things like that. I'm pulling over and seeing if I really deliver me some parts. It is what it is. Yeah, forgetting the impact kind of makes it rough a little bit. Hopefully, you still had a breaker bar and a socket to switch your wheels and tires over with. But best thing we did, and my desk is an absolute mess back here. I'd find it for you. We actually made a checklist. Every time I would think of something, I would write it down on this list. And then I went through and made an Excel spreadsheet. And somebody's got jokes. Doug, we actually have spare valve springs and the valve spring tools now. And plenty of them. I think I've got 2 Ziploc baggies full of valve springs, and I've got a bin in one of my toolboxes full of valve springs. So we will not get duped with that again. I can promise that. All right, guys. So moving on to the next topic of discussion here for the drag and drive side of things tonight is if you are going to a drag and drive event, what do you prefer and why? 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile? Drop them in your comments there and see. Haley Schaub, absolutely. You should tell him to bring you with you next time. You would have an absolute blast on these things. I mean, coming from this Doug guy, this Doug Hall guy, that everybody should know on here. He tells me I'm shooting for 1150 this week. What was your first pass, Doug, off the trailer? 1150 with a 3. We actually just watched it on 1320. So it looks like we've got a little mix here. We've got some quarter mile in here. Doug says quarter mile. Mark Case says 1/8 mile. Mark says quarter mile. Talon says 1/8 mile because it's easier on the parts and easier on the car. Sal Belly Motorsports. Boy, that's a one I haven't seen. Welcome in. Thank you for commenting. Says 1/8 mile report. Doesn't matter to him. It's an unpopular opinion here, and I definitely think it's something that. And McThrottle, yes, I completely agree with you there. The quarter mile is fun at the top end because of the speeds that you're reaching. However, I'm looking back on another comment here that says, okay, so Gray Mare Racing. I'm going to say something a little bit different than that. I'm actually going to be completely opposite of you. I would say if you're 850 or slower in the quarter mile, you should be running 1/8 mile. If you're 850 or faster, you should be running quarter mile. And the reason I say that's because the spectators like to see the excitement. They like to see the big top speeds. However, it's boring to watch an 1150 or a 1250 car running quarter mile after every single one. So I'm going to go opposite on you and saying that if it was a mix of 1/8 and quarter, I would say 850 and faster goes quarter, 850 and slower goes 1/8. Kyle, you also have a stick shift in yours too, which doesn't really help you out much. Oh, Jeremy Salbelly. Gotcha, Jeremy. Like I said, you got to forgive me a little bit because I'm still learning YouTube names on here. I'm actually getting comments from both Facebook side and YouTube side. So you can absolutely go to a lot more tracks if you're 1/8 mile. And I think the day goes a lot faster if you're 1/8 mile, to be honest with you. I don't know how many of you have been watching Sick Week, but they had a heck of a first day yesterday. And over half the field only got one pass yesterday. And that was because quarter mile racing, guys are pushing their cars to their limits, blowing stuff all over the track. They just kept having oil down after oil down yesterday. Chris Pierce, I appreciate the shout out there. If you guys haven't yet, like, share, subscribe. We're actually going to, and this was in my notes, talk about a little bit later on, but we're actually going to start offering something a little bit fun for the liking, sharing, subscribing thing. We're trying to get this YouTube channel built up, and the Facebook channel has been going pretty good. But it takes, people like you to help us get there. So I think what we're going to try to do here twice a month, so it'll be the first week and the third week, we're going to do a giveaway during our live. We're going to do, anybody that likes, shares, and then comments in the comments that they have liked and shared, whether it be the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed. And then after the live's all over with, I'll go back through and verify all of them, and then we'll pick a winner. It may be a T-shirt, maybe a hat, maybe a shot glass, who knows. But we're going to start doing that probably 2 weeks from now. Jimbo, yeah. let's just be careful with that Fairmont for the first couple. Let's take it 8th mile for the first few hits. Just to say. Jason, you probably couldn't 3 or 4 miles with that 308 rear gear in there. Chris Pierce says, I need to get me a shirt. Chris, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know now that we do have our merch site up and going. It is WeBrokeGarage.store. And as of right now, I think we have 2 designs for the channel on there. And I don't have all of like the sweatshirts, but I've got t-shirts up there of them. And then we've got the Hunter Butcher Project Tomcat shirts up on there. So other stuff loaded up on there. We've got tumbler cups from OH Laser and Plasma Cutting. We've got some hats to get put up on there. I've got a couple other designs. It's taken quite a while. It's a lot harder to set one of these stores up than I ever thought it was. So it takes me just a little bit of time, but we're getting there. I'm hoping here within the next couple of weeks I'll have a good array of stuff put up on there for you guys to check out. Jimbo says, where'd it go? Jimbo says that Fairmont is going to be a streamlined butterfly. You took about 40 pounds of Bondo out of the rear quarter panels of it, didn't you, Jimbo? Jason, you're welcome. Like I said, I bought quite a few S10 parts from that kid. He's a pretty good dude. It's going to look like a glitter ball exploding of rust and Bondo. Woody Culp coming in from the Chicken Shop. What's going on, Woody? All right, guys. So I did want to tell you that last week we did do the fundraiser for Redline Motorsports Media. And I did decide that we were going to go ahead and run it back again this weekend. Or this week, I'm sorry, this Tuesday. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and post their logo up on here. And I've got a big one across there. Any stars sent in, any money that we this live, Facebook or YouTube, is going to be getting donated or sponsored to Redline Sports Media. Redline Motorsports Media is very large in the media presence of all drag racing, whether it be Dragon Drives. He was down at the U.S. Street Nationals. Was it last weekend or 2 weekends ago? The guy travels everywhere. And what he has decided to do, Jerry and his wife have decided to do, is they have decided to put together a hydration station for any of the media personnel that come to these tracks, because, you know, once they start getting into that stuff and they're running car after car, these guys forget to eat. They forget to, you know, get some water down their throat and hydrate, stuff like that. So Jerry's taken it upon himself to make that stuff readily available and free for all of the media personnel. So We Broke Garage and all of its friends and fans would like to go ahead and help out with that. So any stars, any donations that we can gather up, we're looking at getting 4 water. If you guys can help out, that's absolutely awesome. Woody Culp, I appreciate your 99 stars. Thank you. If any of you guys can help out, absolutely awesome. We'll get that sent directly over to you. And to get the water, they have now become sponsored by a company called Water Sucks, which is one of them little powder drinks that you put in your bottles of water. It's a hydration, energy booster, stuff like that. And they're getting taken care of on those for every event that they get to now also. So that's pretty awesome. And you couldn't meet a nicer guy. Jerry's one of a kind. he's a pretty fun character to be around and have at. Mr. and Mrs. Mustache has now come out with their own merchandise that can be purchased through our Facebook page at Redline Motorsports Media. And any ladies that are joining in, you guys will probably like this. They've got the Redline Motorsports Media Mustache Rider tank top for women. If any of you are interested in one of those, or if any gentlemen would be interested in getting your wife's or spouses or significant others one of those, hit up Redline Motorsports Media and get you one of them tank tops ordered. All right, guys, let me get caught back up here on the comments here. I see that I got a few of them behind, so we're going to go up here. I know we got OH Laser and Plasma Cuttings in the house. They got keychain, shot glasses, 20-ounce tumblers, all ready next week, she says. Yep, absolutely. Jason's got his Turbo 400 for sale if anybody's looking. It's a built Turbo 400 with the trans brake in it. Sal Belly says he wants one. Kelly, I told him I wasn't getting one for Amber unless he modeled it for me. So we'll see how that goes. I still haven't received that picture yet. I need to set up a super chat on YouTube. What the hell's that, Chris? Jim Butcher is in the house. Pops is in here from Florida. I seen him popping in on Facebook there. Chris, is that where you invite other people in? Because I can do that on here too. Oh, where you get donations through YouTube. Okay, I got you. Well, guys, I can do this too. If anybody would like to, there you go. Anybody would like to donate outside of YouTube or Facebook, there are 3 other options posted right there that if you wanted to donate anything, just put in the comments water, and I will make sure he gets it. Katie Mitchell, yep. Jim Butcher says Katie Mitchell's in the house. You got a star in here. Now he can see Katie's post because she's on Facebook. Zach, he can't see your post. Chris, I don't think he can see yours either. Jim Butcher, Chris Hawkins says hey. And Zach Hensel says hey on here. I don't know that you can see the YouTube comments at all. All right, so let's go back to talking a little bit more racing. So, we've already covered what we're going to pack for a drag and drive to help people out. We've already covered 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile. My next one's going to be like Chris Pierce says, "Hi, Dad." It's going to be like a two-parter. So future events that you would like to see, 2-3 day cruising events, and the second part of that question is the drag racing part of it a do or die for you? Is just a cruising event something that you would be interested in if it was taking you somewhere cool over a 2 or a 3 day period? Or would you only do those cruises if there was drag racing involved? Let me see your comments up on that one, guys. So Zach says he's in for both of them, either a drag or a cruise. Did we lose all of our new people? And I'm pretty much gathering. Oh, not Talon, sorry. Hold on. So Jimbo, I'm gathering from this, it doesn't matter to you either or. You'll go on a cruise or you'll go on a drag and drive event. Doesn't really matter. And Talon, I can agree to your comment. You know, you've also got to understand too, there's some of us that got 20 and 30 years on you. So some of us have been fast and really don't get our rocks off much anymore. Chris Hawkins rolling in with 500 stars. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. So yeah, I can understand your side of it. On our side of it, it's, you know, a cruise is great. We would like to race also, but also just the cruising side of it is a little bit more relaxing. It's a little bit more fun of a time because you don't have to worry so much about pushing your cars to the limits. Jason Carter, I absolutely agree. I think there was another one put in here. Yep. Jim Butcher says 2 days so that people don't have to take off of work. Drag racing is no big deal. It eats up a lot of your time. And I completely agree with that one. You know, sitting at the track for 5, 6, 7 hours trying to make 1 or 2 hits, you could be out seeing the countryside and enjoying your cruise. Well, the good thing is with that Jimbo Slice is you should never have to pick because there's going to be plenty of both of them. Well, Talon, I can't help it that you live down in Florida. Maybe we'll just have to do one down to Florida and you can catch a one-way with us or something. Mr. Hensel, hello from We Broke Garage. How are you? Okay, so we've kind of got some mixed reviews going on here, whether it's a cruise or the drag racing has to be in it. And like I said, I respect everybody's opinions. It's just I've been told quite a few times that we need to pick out some topics, and these are a few of the things I kind of just wanted to get a little bit of comments back on and kind of see, you know, what everybody else's thoughts were. Doug Hall here says Hot Rod Power Tour Sick week, drag week, all of them are great. Doug, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you hopping on here from sick week. That's pretty awesome. Hopefully you guys made your checkpoints for the evening and you're sitting at the hotel enjoying your evening. There you go, Jimbo. Just remember, the streets are always open. Trailer burnouts are phenomenal as long as you don't do them in front of 1320 video and smash all your damn valve springs. Mark Case, it's a funny thing that you say that because I've really been pushing to the car show crowd for my Cruise for Your Cure in 2026, and I have gotten little to no return out of any of it. Jimbo, I think what this is all coming down, your comments coming down to a mental disease. I kind of feel. You can call me I'm wrong, but I think that's where we're leading there. You've got a mental problem. Dad, this is Mark Case's first time joining in and actually talking on here, I do believe. Quarter Horse Custom says, what's a trailer burnout? No, we've seen plenty of yours, bud. Oh, look, now I get to be a smart ass. Look at this. Oh, shit. Not that one. This one. Offer up some leather New Balance tennis shoes to the entire car show crowd. But the only thing I have to say about that, Mr. Hawkins, is at least the car shows are driving somewhere. Yours just kind of sits in the garage. Am I right or am I wrong? You're going to have a streetcar before this is all over with, Chris. We're going to be doing some dragon drives. Now, I didn't say nothing about you being tarded. I said maybe you have a mental situation. Yes, you're correct. Like this. Kelly coming up with the mic drop of the night. We all have to be a little mental for any of this. That is absolutely correct. Bring a toe strap for you, huh? Hey, looky here. On time as always. Big Nate, on time as always. Yeah. Yeah, for whoever's been. Jeremy, I can't believe you sat next to that thing. There's no freaking way. If I'd have ever seen that thing after looking at it, if I'd have ever seen that thing in the other lane next to me, I'd have loaded my shit on the trailer and left. No doubt. Pops Butcher brings up a good point for anybody that's been keeping up on the old sick week there. What about Mr. Mopar himself, Jeff Fa, driving a damn Fox body and a 4-cylinder Fox body to boot? All right, guys, I'm going to let you talk for a second. Here's our next thing. If anybody's been keeping up with Sick Week, tell me your thoughts on should special people be allowed in without registering? You guys speak about that for a second. I'm going to go talk to a man about a turkey. Be right back, you guys. Talon, take over for me if they quit talking. All right, guys. Well, I got my turkey ordered for Thanksgiving. All right, we're catching up on some of them here. Yep, he's driving a 4-cylinder. Hey, he's out there doing it, I guess. He got to go, and a lot of us didn't get to go. Running 19s has got to feel like you might as well be walking in the quarter mile. Jeremy, you say no. Let's talk about that for a minute. You say that nobody should get special treatment or get into these events without having to register. Is that correct? Jimbo, I like mustard. Darren Mahan says, absolutely not. Everybody should have to register. Chris Pierce says nobody should get any special treatment. And this is the comment of the hour, guys. Right here. If anybody, we all know Jeff Lutz, Tom Bailey, Larson, some of the keys of Drag and Drive, right? And my thoughts are, if your car runs sub 650s, you can register to any event. That's my opinion. And I'll tell you why that is because the fans that pay the spectator fees to come in don't want to watch a bunch of 12.0 cars running up and down the track. They want to see them fast cars. So, yeah, this is it right here. Larry Larson, being the GOAT that he is of drag and drive events, alongside of Jeff Lutz, alongside of Tom Bailey, most recently your Brett LaSalas, your Gustafsons, people like that, the Baileys. If you're running sub 650s, I think there's absolutely no questions asked. You show up, you're in the show. And maybe even quicker. Maybe let's say 750s. That's still, 750s is hauling ass in a quarter mile, guys. It really is. And being able to drive these things from track to track to track. So I would probably say if you're running a sub 750, you get an open invitation. You show up, we're getting you in the show. Because let's be honest, there's going to be a lot of guys not be able to show up to these things. There was like 13 or 14 big name guys that weren't able to show up to Sick Week this year. Steve Morris, Alex Taylor, people of that caliber should absolutely have open invitation. Talon, I agree with this also. We personally got to see those vehicles, and there is no way that any tech would have ever let those cars run on track at the speeds that they were going. Absolutely no way. Okay, so let's talk about this one, Kyle. Let's look at Sick Week of this year and tell me how many of those cars that you're seeing are somewhat relatable. And then let's go through and say, let's see how many of these groups that are running together. You can be 100% sure we're not sitting at the computer at 9 a.m. to register like some of us were and being told that they were sold out in less than 20 seconds. Let's look at that, Kyle. Because I'm pretty sure just from watching 1320 videos today, I can probably count just on what they showed, probably close to 80 vehicles that I guarantee you never registered. They're getting catered to. Whether it's because of what their name is, what their socials are, who their sponsors are, different things like that. And the reason that I want to point that out is because of the whole Larry Larson deal. Why is it okay to let some of these guys in running 10-second, 11-second passes, and you're not letting a guy come in to an event that for sure would run a high 5, low 6 pass? I don't understand it, but it's definitely up for discussion. If anybody wants to go against me on my thoughts on that one, by all means, throw your comments out there. I agree with this wholeheartedly. Now, Talon, I don't know if you got the text message about 666 or not, but we did. And if they're only taking 350 vehicles, 87 of them were already spoken for by gassers for early entry. Then they had top 100 from 2 races in 2024 that got early entry. That's another 200. And then they open it up to anybody else that was entered into those 2 races in 2024 for early entry also. So you tell me how many spots out of 350 a new person can get. Definitely not going to be very many. And I agree with this. I agree with this wholeheartedly, Jimbo. And I also agree that there are other events out there that actually do the events for the love of the event, not for the almighty dollar. And I really believe that. Dog Hall says right now 48 cars are DNF already. There's 2 of them I know right off the rip that didn't even leave from Gainesville, and one of them, super nice guy, but he couldn't keep his car out of the sand or off the wall, and the other guy couldn't keep his car in his own lane, so they were both out. And those are 2 of the big hitters. One of those spots that Larry Larson could have been in. As far as the sponsors go, I know for a fact at Six Smokies they were allowed, I think it was 30 spots, 25 or 30 spots to bring their own people in. Nope, Buddy Heater is out of propane. And what that shows us, Kyle, right there, that comment is they're in it for the money. Mr. Bailey's forgot what it's like to have a drag and drive event for a drag and drive event. Chris Hawkins, we'll see you next week, buddy. I appreciate you joining in tonight. So Doug, I read that he was already DNF'd yesterday. But you're saying he got it fixed and came back today. He ended up making the drive overnight last night, huh? And this right here is why we're going to be joining in on some smaller events this year. I do not heat with used oil. I have a natural gas furnace and a wood burner in my shop. I was looking for used oil last week because my cousin Drew over at Gloss Boss Customs, where Amber's Blazer is getting painted, heats with used motor oil, and he was completely out. So, Doug, you're saying he wrecked again today? Oh, shit. Hold on a second. Talon, I like this comment. If you go support the smaller events, drop the Hammer North Carolina, for example. Drop the Hammer North Carolina last year had 17 entries. That was it. Carl could have easily thrown it in a towel, gave everybody their money, and told them to go back home, but he didn't. He put on the entire event with 17 cars. And they had a blast. Had an absolute blast. So yeah, and then a lot of people ask me, why are you going with Aces? Why are you going with Aces? Well, for this exact reason right here. Ace is a smaller company. They're a newer company, and I want to grow with them. I believe in the people that work there. I believe in their product. Are there some flaws? Yeah. You're always going to have flaws on a 6-year-old company when you're trying to do some of the stuff that they're doing, but you work through it. You learn just as well as they're learning. Jimbo, we all know that you're getting famous. You're going to be on top of that cloud here at one point in time, being monetized on YouTube and stuff now. Kyle, we're looking forward to doing Buckeye Skips this year. I've actually talked quite a bit to Skippy and helped him do some routing and stuff like that on day one. So we're definitely looking forward to that one. McThrottle says he can't wait for his second Buckeye Skips. Look at this. Mama Bear is in the house, guys. Sam's popping in. He says, sorry he's late. Only by an hour, Sam. You're fine. Twitch Garage. How well does the ACES system work on Boost? Well, I tell you, the tuner guy on that, I can just go by what I've been taught and what I've read. It kind of depends on what system you're looking at. But I do know that the Killshot 2 system with the throttle body and the LS Jackpot 2 system are supposed to take up to 27 pounds of boost. Now, with that being said, Jimbo has kind of been dabbling around with the programming that Daniel, our hookup from Aces, has sent us. And oh, well, right here, he just commented. Hold on just a second. I hate that you can't use the goddamn arrow button. Right there's Twitch, right there you are. Jimbo's been messing around with their programming and stuff like that, and I'm actually in talks with Aces right now on seeing what we can do as far as a research and development kind of setup to possibly be putting on that Fairmont. So we might have some real live data for you coming here within the next couple of months or so. Is that what you've been outside doing, woman?
That was a lot of snow.
No shit. What's your problem? Why'd you do that? Thank you, but why'd you do that? Amber just went outside and shoveled the whole driveway in front of the shop. Y'all give her a big round of applause.
That was a lot.
Talon says hi.
That's how I was waving. I said,
Oh.
hello.
Zach says hi.
Hello. Yeah.
14-second Fairmont. I got you, Jimbo. Man, we got campfire. We got s'mores. Who's bringing the real food, guys?
You.
Jimbo says Asen's trying to figure out if they want to see him blow up some shit in the Fairmont. That is absolutely correct.
Hello, Katie Mitchell. Sweaty.
Kind of scared to give up the carburetor. Chris Pierce says hi.
Hello. We'll move my arms.
Chris Pierce says it's all on me to bring the real food.
That's what I said. Agreed.
Why do I got to pay for all the big money stuff?
Oh, no, we'll start a GoFundMe, but it's because you fix it really well.
Zach, you and Kyle Dennis get along good. He's all about them damn small block Fords. Chris says, oh, you're the chef.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring the food. Somebody else is bringing the hoop teas. Who's bringing the hoop teas? Uh-oh, looky here. We done got him talked into it. No Prep Boy is going dragging and driving with us. Look at him. He's all excited now. Campfires, race cars, good food, and good friends. That's what Drag and Drive is all about. And parking lot parties. I don't know. I know Kyle's doing it, but who else camps at these events instead of going to the hotel? Who'll all be in for throwing a tent or pulling a little square drop camper behind them and camping at the tracks? Because I know Skippy told me that we can camp at all 3 tracks during Buckeye Skips. Yeah, Nate. Every single track you're allowed to camp at during Buckeye Skips. Jim Fletcher's even been in here.
Oh, Jim Fletcher, I miss your face.
Yep. McThrottle's camping this year. Kyle's camping this year.
Wait, did I just hear you say you would go tent camping?
I ain't tent camping. I asked if any of them would. Hell no. No.
Who here would love to see Corey go tent camping?
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah.
I've never even been to Freebird's track before. Jimbo says, I'm sleeping in my car. Legit, my YouTube's going to be a hybrid of Survivor and drag racing.
That's what drag and drives are.
Yep. Getting ready to build a new camper real soon. I seen that you had gathered up a trailer, Kyle. Chris Pierce, I am not going tent camping. I'll build a new trailer before I go tent camping. Nate, go for it, man. Here's the nice thing is we have a shop right here halfway, right 30 minutes from National Trails that's got a shower at it. So if it needs to stop, take a quick shower, we can always stop here on our way to 42. Darren says hi, babe.
Oh, hello, Darren.
So Sam, if I'm not wrong in saying this, I know you would right here. Didn't like the township or something like that close that place down? Like I didn't think it was allowed to be in a racetrack anymore. Wait, we have to shower during the drag and drive? I'm out.
Yeah, no boy funk.
Depends on how hard you're having to work on that truck during the drag and drive event. Guys, I know Jimbo said this too, but I'm telling you guys, at Six Smokies, there was a dude that drove from Toledo all the way down to Alabama, and every night he slept at the track with a hammock hanging from the back of his T-altered Roadster, single seater. That's how he slept every night. This is kind of what I heard. Talon, I'm not really sure on that. I got to go back through my emails. I think I have like 1,300 unread emails. So I'll have to go back through that and see if I've gotten anything from them. All right, McThrottle just offered up his shower to anybody that's going between 42 and Coonley on day 3. So we can all stop by his place and take a shower too. See, we can do this camping thing and everybody still wash their nasty sacks. And I'm pretty sure that Kyle Dennis is up around that area too. Sandusky or something like that. It shouldn't be too far out of the way. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. It's on YouTube. Jimbo says he's going to pee in your shower, McThrottle. I'm definitely down to do the camping stuff, guys. I ain't got no problem with that. As long as we got a group of us together. I mean, I don't want to sit around with the same 2 or 3 damn people every single night. But if we get a good group of us together, then I'm always down for camping at the tracks. Matter of fact, Trails has showers. And yeah, Nate, that's another thing is, when you're camping, you ain't looking for places to go and buy dinner and spend all that extra money. You just take your food with you and cook it there. Here, this brings up Chris Pierce. I got an idea. Are you still in here? Here's what we can do. If Chris Pierce doesn't have a car yet to go through Buckeye Skips and he wants to join with us, I will donate my power wash trailer with 275 gallons of water in it to pull behind my truck. Chris Pierce can drive it. That way we all have showers at every track we go to. It might be a little chilly, but we'll make it happen. Would. Yeah, Katie, we used to take showers there when we lived there for 2 summers, I suppose. We never had a problem with them. Oh, leave it to Jimbo for some of the stuff that flies out his mouth. Just totally blows me away. Totally blows me away. Chris Pierce says he's game. So anybody that wants to go camping, I tell you what we could probably even do. Let me work on that, guys, because I do have a soft wash system that's kind of like an RV pump. If we can bolt an on-demand hot water heater to that thing, we might just have a setup to go drag and drive with us. Are you okay? All right, guys, let me go back through my notes here. So we've talked about drag and drive, what to pack. Now we need to talk about a portable shower system, special treatment at events, 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile, future events you'd like to see. Is racing part of it? We've talked about the giveaways for likes and shares. We talked a little bit about people on sick week that we knew. Jimbo wants to know who's going to eat at the fish fry. And he's got to get back to picking Bondo out of the Fairmont. Oh, you missed that comment. You want me to read you his comment, babe? Are you sure? It's pretty funny. He says people are going to shit when they see the Fairmont on the side of the road, and I'm 30 yards away in a river with some Dawn Platinum taking a bath and trying to catch a fish with my jail wallet. Jim Butcher, have a good night. Thanks for jumping in here and commenting with us tonight. Hope you're doing good down there, even though I talked to you for 40 minutes today. Nobody's going to eat Jimbo's fish he's catching? That's crazy.
I would.
Amber said she'd eat it.
You just have to pick the bones out.
What about taking the skin off?
Oh, no, I'll take the skin off.
Oh.
I don't like those little tiny bones to get you.
Little tiny pin bones.
Yeah. That creeped me out. Show Travis Walton, this is how you bring them up, man.
I haven't seen Jason comment on here. So I don't know if he's still in here or if he's in bed already, but we did. Darren says if it's walleye, he's in, Jimbo. Yeah. Chris is in. Hi, Chris. How are you? Jimbo says, I'm back. Thanks, Amber. I knew I had a soldier in here somewhere. Rest of y'all are going to go hungry. So, Zach and Katie and Kelly and Jason and Amber and I and Haley all went out to Hunter. All went and visited one of our other sponsors Saturday night. And I just kind of wanted to share a couple pictures here. Squeaks Bar and Grill in Pickerington. We went over there and had some great food. It's in Pickerington on 256. Nice little dive bar, country dive bar. This is the owner, Jeff. Super great guy. He has jumped on with us for 2026 this year. Started the show off with some of these beautiful, tasty treats. Deep fried pepperonis with a little ranch dip and sauce, and then the show king there, the old Bubba Wings. So if you guys are ever in for some good chicken wings, go visit Squeaks. Let him know that we Broke Garage sent you over there so that he knows that we're pushing their name. They've got great country music in there. You can catch them on Facebook to find out who's playing there. A guy by the name of West Ship was playing there on Saturday. And then Logan, what was Logan's? Logan Rush. Man, what a heck of a show those guys put on. It was a great time over there. So if you ever get a chance, you're in the Pickerington area, stop in there and let them know that We Broke Garage sent you over there. Get you some Bubba Wings, or if you want a little hint, off of the menu is Bubba Shrimp. They do not have them on the menu, but if you ask for them, they will make sure they get them to you. Sow Belly, yes, she does. It just doesn't matter. Darren, we can head on over there, bud. I've actually got a jar of Bubba sauce here, too. So now whenever I make chicken wings, I can toss them in the old Bubba sauce. But yeah, I think we all had a pretty good time this weekend. Now, who are you speaking of, Bubba? Who are the people that you listen to? Darren, that Bubba sauce goes pretty much good on anything. You do some chicken thighs or chicken breastises, chicken wings, pork loin, pulled pork.
Where's Zach and Katie?
Zach and Katie are on here somewhere. Oh, you're getting shit all over me.
Sorry. Look, that's what's left of the brain part.
Vacuum plate?
Yeah.
You don't have to put those back on when you put a hub on, do you? It seemed to drive fine.
It's quieter.
It's definitely quieter.
You want the scrap pile?
Wheel's not going to fall off now. Yeah.
Do you want those tools put away too?
Yeah. Nate, yeah, you're absolutely going to have to go over there, man. I'm telling you, they've got some killer wings there. Darren Hand, yes. They have Bubba Shrimp. Actually, pretty sure Zach and Katie had some of those also while we were there. Addison Johnson, Clint Park, and more. I don't know any of those ones. We used to hang out at Squeaks a lot back in the day. Of course, when we moved, it was another 25 minutes added onto the drive. So we really haven't made that many trips here lately, but we still have quite a few friends that play there. So we like to go there and support them whenever they're in town. Looks like we've got definitely Brandon Cope is on here. What's going on, Big Country? Babe. Country's on here. Look at that handsome feller down there in the corner. Well, Big Country was on top of the world there a couple weekends ago. I'm hoping that he love you too, brother. I'm hoping that he gave Bobby a call that day after Indiana beat up on Miami. Big Country, that's Zach, if you remember Zach. I was actually texting back and forth with Bobby during that game. A little bit of it. Man, it's like Facebook's having a really rough time keeping up with this. Looks like I'm completely frozen on Facebook right now, guys. I apologize. Doing the best we can here, folks. Good thing is we really don't have too many. We've only got 5 people on the Facebook side of things. So, yeah, it looks like it's lagging pretty bad. I've got it on my phone here next to the laptop. Country, from what I've been hearing, jump on YouTube or on YouTube. It's a lot better on there if you want to hang out on that one. Yeah, it's all right. People will get the gist, I suppose. I was lagging on YouTube also. It might be my computer, guys. I don't know. My computer is probably just not built for this kind of stuff. I think it seems to lag a little bit more when I'm screwing with stuff on the control panel. But I'm just trying to keep up with y'all's comments on here. All right. Does anybody have any future episode ideas? Let's start that one off. We got probably another 10 or 15 minutes that we're going to stay on here tonight, and then we're going to cut her down. Any future episode ideas that anybody wants to throw out to me, whether it be a live, what kind of videos do you guys want to see? If I'm posting them up on the tube, throw me out some ideas, guys. I know we keep talking, and I'm still working on trying to figure out how many people I can put on this feed, because at some point in time, we're going to do a special podcast of women in drag racing. Okay, Chris, I see you. All right, let's do this, guys. Before next Tuesday, anybody that is involved with this, send me a picture of your ride. Give me a little bit of a rundown on it, and let's share them with some new people that we have in here. Guys, at one point in time tonight, we had 59 people in the chat here. 59 different people. So this is definitely getting bigger. So yeah, let's throw that one out. Everybody that's in here that wants to share a picture of the ride and maybe a little bit of information about it, message it over to me, text it to me, whatever you got. Send me a picture, send me some information, and we'll get them thrown up on the next live. We'll go through, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it members rides, not rides members. I don't want to see those. Don't send me any of those pictures. Members rides, not rides members. Remember that. Talon, send it on over to me, bud. Sam, I still need to call you about that ACES system, don't I? I just now remembered that when I seen your name pop up. I apologize. I will give you a call tomorrow. I'll get back into my messages and find you. Jason Carter says we'll send those to Amber.
Yes, please.
She said yes, please. Get that, Darren? Do I think Hunter will have his truck going before Darren's Ranger? Well, kind of depends on how much Darren wants to come up and work on his truck. I mean, he told me not to work on it unless he was here, so I haven't. Talent, it doesn't matter because I can do both of them on my phone. So it makes it pretty hard when Darren's clear down in Savannah, Georgia. I mean, it's a long drive up here. So I completely understand that. I'm going to try to help him out as much as I can. But again, I was just going by his wishes and not working on it unless he was here. So at some point in time, I'm going to get tired of seeing it sitting out there, and I'm just going to end up bringing it in and doing some stuff for it. I told him if he didn't get up here seeing that, some bitch is going to have an LS and a 4L60E down in it. I'll chuck that small block Ford and that C4 in the bed of it, let him deal with it. Hunter's been working pretty hard on his truck. I think we're fixing to pull the body off of it and start getting some of the stuff down on the frame rails done. We're going to try to get new fuel lines and new brake lines and stuff like that ran out. So we'll see. We'll see. We still got to remember he's only 14, so he won't be able to drive for a little while. Yeah, see, he says he's not coming up in the dead of winter.
Oh, but it's so much fun.
Yeah. Just have to drag your truck out of the snow. Nate, I think we'll have some pretty good content on that one. Darren forgot to tell me till after we were trying to get it fired up that the transmission was out in it. So I guess Motor and Training is going to come out of it, and we'll kind of go through the motor and see if we can talk Mr. Johnson into rebuilding the transmission for him. Darren says maybe by the end of the month. I'll hold my breath, Darren. How's that sound? I don't know what I'm missing. Explain. Oh, are you telling Darren that he doesn't know what he's missing by not coming up here in the dead of winter? He knows. He used to live up here. Oh, Mike Morota. has sent in a members right for this week. Darren going to come up here, and it's going to have a little 5.3 with the Killshot 2 system on it. 4Girl 60E. All right, so we got the members' rights thing, but man, there ain't another idea or nothing out there, guys. Nate Frazee gave me the idea for the what to pack in the trailer for the last video. That ended up working out pretty good. No other ideas, huh? Guess I'll have to get some ideas from Amber. Since we are getting down to closing down time, I'm going to go ahead and give them another shout out here. OH Laser and Plasma Cutting out of Centerburg, Ohio. If you guys need anything custom made, laser etched, or plasma cut out, get a hold of them on Facebook. Chris and Jenna Hawk are the great people. Let them know that you saw their ad on the We Broke Garage 2. All right. Next up is Gloss Boss Customs. This is Drew Elliott out of Centerburg, Ohio. If you guys have been keeping up on our Facebook page at all, Drew has got our gold blazer over there doing his thing to it. And I seen some pictures, and let me tell you, it is pretty bad looking. So Amber is not allowed to see what it looks like until the day that we reveal it to her. So I'm not allowed to post anything else on Facebook from what I've already posted. But you guys keep up on that one. He is doing a phenomenal job at that thing, airbrushing and hand pinstriping, and you guys would not believe it. So I want to thank him for jumping on with We Broke Garage 2026. Our next is Jack's Wax. We're all detailing products. They've been a good sponsor of ours for a few years here now. We want to give them thanks and tell them that we absolutely appreciate their willingness to help us out. And they've jumped back on for 2026. The next is going to be Kyle Fisher at Hot Shot Secret. Any kind of oil that you might need, transmission fluid, differential fluid, fuel additives. They've got a new LS tick stop out now for lifters for the LS motors. Get a hold of Kyle Fisher at Hot Shot Secret, or talk to him on the Facebook there, and let them know that We Broke Garage sent you guys. Anytime that you guys can support any of these companies for us, and let them know that we sent you there, greatly, greatly helps us out. And last but not least, Aces. You know, we'd already spoke about Squeaks earlier, but Aces Fuel Injection out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm also a dealer for Aces now, so if anybody's looking into any kind of EFI setup for their vehicles, by all means, get a hold of me, and let's talk you through a system and see if we can find you something that's in your budget. So, all right, we've got the sponsors going here. And let me jump back into the comments here, and I'll get back up. I seen somebody had posted something about Darren, we'll keep the 302 in it. Chris Pierce, I'll be honest with you, I haven't been doing anything other than working on other people's cars during the off season. Haven't even had time to work on our own stuff. Talon, I haven't had anything on the Pro Street Blazer yet because I haven't had any money to be able to build the motor yet. And that's the very next thing. Everything else is pretty much plug and play. So once I'm able to get the motor put together on it, then there's definitely going to be some stuff coming out on it. Mick Throttle, who is bringing what food to Buckeye Skips? I'll bring some food. Do a walk around of our rides. I can do that once we get the Blazer back. I think that'll be incorporated in with the reveal of the new paint job on the Blazer. There's also going to be an ACES system getting hooked up on the Blazer, actually on both Blazers. And I've got another one that I'm going to do a video of this weekend. A gentleman had contacted me on Facebook that he had put an ACES system on his S10, Jeffersonville area, I do believe it was, and he's having some issues with it. So I'm going to go down and tow it back up here to the shop on Friday and see if we can't get some problems figured out with it. So I'll be doing a video on that one also. Venison Sloppy Joes. That's going to be the plan. And actually, I was speaking with a gentleman today. Oh, wait, not that one. Damn it. This one. I was actually speaking with a gentleman today that said he would be very interested in jumping on here. And I don't really want to spill the beans on who it was yet, but him and I talked extensively back and forth for a few hours today. So that would be kind of neat. If you're in the race world, you know who this guy is. Just trust me on that one. Anybody check out the old Tweaker SS's post today against Bill Lutz? Man, I love venison. I wish I could get somebody to shoot us a deer. I'm not a big hunting guy because I don't like the cold. Yeah, old Tweaker SS. All he does is get on there and start shit with people. It's kind of getting old. What was it? A couple weeks ago, it was. Who was it? It was. Well, no, he was on Stinky Pinky there for a little bit, and then he was on. What's his name from down Tony McKinney, and then. Yeah, he's always on something. Yeah, I'm definitely not into the drama. And like I said, I put on a post earlier that he only does that for the clicks, and he's getting paid very good for it. I can guarantee you that. Funny thing you asked that, because years ago, when Amber and I were living down in Florida, Bill actually invited us over to West Palm Beach when Street Outlaws was running at West Palm Beach. Bill invited Amber and I and Bill and Mindy Willoughby over there to help him. And we were told then that him and Tweaker SS had got into it prior to that, and they would not let him into the Invitational. He had to race his way in. And then they ended up screwing him on the race his way in anyways. Mick Throttle, thanks for joining in, man. Have a great night. And absolutely, thank you for joining in here. We appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you next weekend. . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Yeah, so there's a pretty long history. I mean, that was 5 years ago, I think, when we went down there to help him. So man, and he was so awesome with us. His sister was there fixing us all food all day long, and yeah, he was throwing us shirts left and right, and he was great. Yeah, Bill's a good guy. Always had respect for Bill. Actually, the very first time I ever met him was at Pacemakers. He hired me to wash his toter home when he came up for one of their prep races. He is. He's very down to earth, and even like when he was running up here at trails, we went over to visit with him a little bit, and he'd walk right up and give Amber a big hug, and just sit and talk to us like we've been friends forever. He is keeping Ohio on the map. Yep, one of them. There's quite a few of them that are, but yep, he's one of them. Kenny's seen a lot of those cars that are running in that. Kenny's done a heck of a job at tuning, that's for darn sure. All right, guys. Well, keep in mind, send me over a picture of your ride, whatever you're working on. Darren, I'll do yours since your truck's here. Unless you want to send me some old pictures if you have them. Send me some pictures of your rides. Send me some information, whether it's on Messenger, you can text them to me, whatever. Hit me up with them, and we will do a member spotlight for next week. And if anybody happens to think of anything else in between now and then, I will do a little bit of a walk around, but that will be more of a YouTube video than on the live, because I really don't want to carry my laptop around with me. So yeah, we'll do that as a video. If you guys could go out, like, subscribe, share our page with any of your friends, anybody that that might be into this hot rod and stuff, drag and drive stuff. Share it with them and convince them that it's literally free to subscribe on YouTube. All they got to do is push the button. So you guys all have a great night. Thank you all for joining in, and we will see everybody next Tuesday. Take care, y'all.